We've been doing a lot of work to improve one of the entry areas to our home. We tiled over the daggy concrete, freshened up everything with a paint job, and my little potted project, of course. I reckon it's looking great, but there's one thing that still bugs me.
When you come out the door, you look smack bang at our small army of wheelie bins. Pretty yuck.
Well, I'm going to fix that with a quick and easy designer look screen. It's a really simple project, and the main material I'll use will be these composite decking slats. This stuff is really cool. It's made from over 90% reclaimed timber, recycled plastic and bamboo. Nicely sustainable. And because the colour is in the material, it means no painting. And there's a range of colours to choose from too. To keep things neat and simple, I'm going to fit the slats to the back of the awning posts, but I will need to add a support in the centre. Now obviously I don't want to put a big post in the centre and have it really visible from the other side, so I'm just going to run a small support on the back here, because remember, this isn't going to be structural. All it's doing is stopping the slats from twisting. I'm going to use this aluminium tube and channel to make my support, but first some slats. Because I want this project to have a neat finish from all sides, on the outward side I'll run a bit of screening slat from top to bottom as a border, but I'll need to rip it down to size. EcoDeck screening may be a composite material, but you can cut and drill it just like regular timber. Clamp the rip down slat in place flush with the outside edge of the post. Pre-drill. I'm using this nifty little device on my drill that pre-drills and countersinks to a set depth. And then screw it in place. Well, with my bit of border trim in place, I can now accurately check the length of my slats. I'll check the bottom, the middle and the top. Hopefully it'll be the same length, and that way I can cut all of my slats in one go.
Turns out my slats all need to be the same size, so quick, easy and accurate with the drop saw.
I'll start at the bottom, and my first slat will sit above the quad trim that's around the base of the post. Well, that's the first one in, and that gives me a much more accurate line to be able to find the position for my stirrup that's going to hold the centre post. So first I've got to measure and mark. My aluminium channel will work like a stirrup for the tube, so I need to cut two short lengths as wide as the tube. File off any burrs after you've cut it. The tube is quite thick-walled, so it's surprisingly strong, more than enough for this job.
I don't want my upright to be silver, so undercoat and then a coat of exterior paint. Because of the positioning, I'll need some small blocks at top and bottom to hold my stirrups. I'm just using some slat offcuts. Get them centred and fixed off, drop the upright in place, pre-drill and pop rivet.
Onwards and upwards. Now I use a slat as my spacer so that each gap will be consistent. Now I need to carefully pre-drill my centre support, making sure that I don't punch all the way through the slats on the other side, and then use button screws to hold the slats to the upright. These button screws are pretty conspicuous now, but with a touch of paint they'll completely disappear. And finally, cut two slats to size as verticals to conceal the screws on the ends, fix in place, and we're done.
What do you reckon? Pretty simple, right? Not only have we solved our ugly problem, we've made our entry look that little bit more finished off and funky too.